Essential Italian in 2 hours with Paul Noble.
I'm Paul Noble. Many of us, at some point in our lives, may well have picked up a phrasebook in order to get by when travelling. We might have needed to order a meal, or book a taxi, or buy some tickets. But one drawback of using a phrasebook to do this is that, to begin with, you'll need to carry that phrasebook around with you wherever you go. You then also need to take it out each time you want to use it, find the right page, and then try to pronounce what it says correctly. Not only this, but if the phrase you find isn't exactly what you're looking for, what are you going to do then? If you can't alter it, then it probably won't be of much use to you. These drawbacks, which affect phrasebooks, will not apply to this course. Instead, you're going to learn how to construct the language you'll need for travelling by yourself, independently. You will understand how to put your own sentences together, and I'm going to introduce the language in such a way that you'll be able to remember it without even trying. So, once you've finished the course, you won't need to carry a phrasebook around with you when you go on your next holiday. Instead, the language will be in your head, and you'll be able to adapt what you've learnt so that you will have far more flexibility in terms of what you can say than you would ever have had with a phrasebook. And more than that, you will actually understand what it is you're saying. To allow this to happen, this course has been divided into 2 parts. The first part is this recording. This is what you'll work with first. You'll work your way through the recording, and by the end of it, you'll be able to remember, understand, and use everything you've learnt up to that point with great ease. When you've completed the recorded part, you can then go on to the booklet. The booklet will both allow you to review and reinforce what it is you learnt with the recording, but it will also allow you to extend your knowledge. You'll be able to add additional components, additional words, additional ideas, and become ever more capable at expressing yourself in Italian. Now, in order to allow this course to do what it's intended to do, I'm going to set up 3 very simple parameters, 3 very basic ground rules. The first ground rule is that I want you to take your time with the course. In particular, I want you to take your time to think out your answers, to think out your responses. Natural length pauses have been included on the course, so you'll have plenty of time to give your response. However, if you do need longer to respond, simply pause the course and take your time to think out your response. So, this is the first ground rule. Take your time to think out your responses. Don't rush yourself. The second, and perhaps the most important ground rule, is that I don't want you to make any particular effort to remember what I'm teaching you. In fact, strange as it might sound, I actually want you to forget it. As I say, this probably sounds a little strange, but as you'll know if you've ever tried to memorize a list of vocabulary, memorizing words or phrases doesn't tend to work very well. So we're not going to do that here. Instead, what's going to happen in this course is that I'm going to introduce various words and ideas, with the idea being that you won't actually remember them all the first time round. You'll definitely forget some of them. And that's good, because what this is going to allow me to do is to remind you of these words later on when I bring them up again. Indeed, this will happen throughout the course, so that you will pick up and learn these words and ideas not by trying to memorize them, but by simply going along with the flow of the course, during which I will keep coming back to many of the same ideas and words. You will forget them, and then I will remind you of them, and you'll forget them again, and I'll remind you of them again. By going through this process of forgetting and then being reminded, eventually you'll just know them.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?